Welcome back for today's college football pick video play for January 1st, 2019. If you're interested in getting all of our picks for today's action, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com. So coming into this one, talking about this bowl matchup here between the Texas Longhorns and the Georgia Bulldogs. Going to give our lean on where we see the better value against the spread. Georgia sitting as rather considerable favorites here, giving about 12.5 points. Basically a pseudo home field advantage for the Bulldogs playing at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Now, we feel like Georgia is deserving of being large favorites, but motivation could be an issue for them in terms of these two squads. Who would have more motivation coming into this one? You'd probably give it over to Texas because they're a program that's continuing to rebuild. They're trying to head in a positive direction, and grabbing a bowl victory against the fifth-rated team to have some positive momentum going into the offseason is just what the doctor would order for this Longhorns squad. Again, a storied football program here in Texas with abundant resources, but they have been down for a number of years now, and they're still trying to reclaim their spot atop the Big 12. Now, things were a bit better for Texas this season, 9-4 overall, 7-2 in the Big 12. Their two toughest matchups were their contests against Oklahoma. They beat the Sooners by 3 points during the regular season and then came up short in the rematch, losing to the Sooners by 12 points. And then their three other losses, all by single digits, very competitive games, losing by 1 point to West Virginia, 3 points to Oklahoma State. Now, Texas, they have a great recruiting base to build up from. And again, grabbing a bowl victory, getting to 10 wins is a sign that this program is heading in a positive direction. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of motivation on Texas' side to try to prove themselves in this tough matchup here against the Bulldogs. While Georgia, I feel like motivation could be an issue because at that fifth rating, they know that they're just one spot out of making the college football playoff, and they're not going to get a chance to go for that national title, coming up just short. 11-2 overall, 7-1 in conference, losing in the SEC title game in very competitive fashion against Alabama by a final of 28-35. And you can make an argument that the Bulldogs are perhaps the second best team in the nation, but they won't get a chance to prove themselves. They were neck and neck right down to the end to Alabama. We'll see how the Crimson Tide close things out in the championship game against Clemson, which should be an interesting matchup. But at the very least, I feel like the Bulldogs could make a case that they're the third best team in the nation. And again, the fact that they're not going to be able to prove themselves on that highest level has to be a disappointment in terms of their numbers on the year, averaging a little over 39 points per game, giving up around 18. So defensively, they've been a bit better than Texas, but offense has been similar in terms of the numbers that we've been seeing from the Longhorns. But we feel like motivation is going to be a big factor here. Texas getting those 12.5 points feels to us like the better value bet. So that's what we're siding here, taking Texas, getting the 12.5 as the better value bet. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. You can check out all of our picks for today's action over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for our next video.